What if I told you a cartoon could predict the future, again and again? From politics to celebrity scandals, how does The Simpsons always seem to know what's coming? Stick around, because today we dive deep into why The Simpsons always seem to know everything. The Simpsons, a quirky yellow-skinned family with Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. It's a show that began in 1989, created by Matt Groening, and since then has become one of the longest-running TV series of all time. But that's not all. There's a strange twist to The Simpsons phenomenon that keeps fans and conspiracy theorists alike scratching their heads. Somehow, over the past 35 years, The Simpsons has predicted everything from the invention of smartwatches to the election of Donald Trump. And just when you think it's all coincidence, it happens again.
Kornacki, I just have to jump. Steve Kornacki, I just have to jump in. And you've been predicting this. We've been waiting for it. And we do have some breaking news from the decision desk. NBC News can now project that Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which means he is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
So how does this seemingly simple cartoon show always know what's coming? Before we dive into the wild predictions, let's go back to where it all began. The Simpsons started as a series of animated shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. It wasn't until 1989 that The Simpsons we know today debuted in their very own show. Created by Matt Groening, the show was initially meant to be a satire of American life, poking fun at politics, culture, and everyday family dynamics. But here's the thing, this show wasn't just about laughs. The writers were sharp, culturally aware, and surprisingly, they had an uncanny ability to weave in futuristic ideas, from technological innovations to political events. Take this for example. Back in 1995, The Simpsons aired an episode called Lisa's Wedding. In it, Lisa's fiancé talks to his wristwatch like a smartphone. Now keep in mind, this was before the first smartwatch was even on the drawing board. Fast forward to 2014, and boom, the first Apple Watch was released, and it looked eerily similar. Coincidence? Maybe. But there's more where that came from. The process behind the predictions. So how does The Simpsons do it? To understand that, we need to take a closer look at the brains behind the operation. The writers of The Simpsons aren't your average sitcom writers. These are people with backgrounds in mathematics, science, politics, and culture. They come from Ivy League schools, with a deep understanding of the world, which allows them to weave real-life trends into their scripts, sometimes decades ahead of time. They don't just guess the future. They analyze patterns in politics, technology, and society, then use that knowledge to create storylines that are both hilarious and ahead of their time. It's almost like they're projecting the future by connecting the dots most of us can't see. Current example, P. Diddy scandal. Let's talk about something happening right now. Recently, P. Diddy has been in the headlines for a series of legal battles and controversies. But guess what? Back in 2001, The Simpsons aired an episode featuring a famous music mogul, not unlike P. Diddy, who found himself embroiled in scandal. Fans are pointing to this as yet another example of The Simpsons calling it years before it happened. Now, I'm not saying the writers have a crystal ball, but it's moments like these that leave you wondering, are they just that in tune with what's going on, or is something else at play? And who could forget one of the biggest predictions of all, Donald Trump becoming president? The Simpsons predicted it way back in 2000. The episode Bart to the Future showed Lisa as president, following Trump's disastrous reign. Many people laughed it off as a joke, until 2016 when Trump actually won the election. That was a major wait what moment for fans everywhere. Could this really have been just a shot in the dark? How animation plays into it. Beyond the writing, The Simpsons' animation style also plays a key role in its predictive power. The animation team works with long production timelines, often creating episodes months in advance. During this time, global events are always evolving. By the time an episode airs, it can seem like they predicted something that just happened, when in reality, they were reacting to the world's natural course of events. Animation allows for flexibility. They can insert jokes or details that reflect the current state of the world, making it appear as though they predicted events years ago. But still, some predictions seem too spot on to be mere coincidence. What do you think? Is this just great foresight by brilliant writers, or is there more to the mystery? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. more wild predictions. Let's keep going, because the list of Simpsons predictions is long and fascinating. Some examples include the 2008 financial crisis, the rise of farm-to-table restaurants, and the invention of autocorrect. It's like The Simpsons has been playing the long game, peppering in futuristic ideas that only seem obvious now. And sometimes it's not just technology or politics they predict, but entire cultural shifts. Remember the episode where Lady Gaga performed at the Super Bowl in 2012? Well, 5 years later, Lady Gaga performed at the Super Bowl, doing a similar aerial stunt to what was shown in the episode. That's the kind of detail that really leaves you questioning whether they have some kind of insider information on future events. One of the eeriest predictions, the coronavirus pandemic. In a 1993 episode, Marge in Chains, Springfield is hit by a flu pandemic that started in Asia and spread rapidly across the town. Sound familiar? Fans couldn't help but draw parallels between this fictional virus and COVID-19. Of course, it's not an exact prediction, but the similarities are uncanny. So why does The Simpsons always seem to know everything? Maybe it's their clever team of writers and animators staying one step ahead of the curve. Maybe it's just an elaborate series of coincidences. But one thing's for sure, this show continues to amaze us with its seemingly prophetic insights into the future. And with over 700 episodes in the vault, we can only imagine what they'll predict next. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your favorite Simpsons prediction in the comments below. Who knows, maybe we'll predict the next big thing together.